So for the basic two-step equations, here's what the two steps are. First, you're going to add or subtract the same number to both sides or the same value to both sides. And then number two, we're going to multiply and or divide to both sides. And again, that's the same value there. So that's the basic layout for these first few examples. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right in here. So our first equation is 3a plus 5 equals 11. So our thought process on these is first we're going to say, okay, so there's my variable. It's on the left-hand side of the equal sign. So at the bottom of my work, that's what I want to see. I want to see my variable a equals, and then my value is going to go right in that box right there. So to run through these steps, we do have to think, okay, so now what operations and what numbers are being done to the variable there? So in this case here, the a, it's being multiplied by a 3 and it's being added by a 5. So here I have 3a plus 5. I don't want that. I just want a equals. So I don't want the 5 and I don't want the 3 there. So we're going to undo the 5 and the 3. So how do we undo a plus 5? Well, we're going to undo that with a minus 5. And we're going to do that to both sides of the equal sign. So we have this dashed line going right down where the equal sign is. So if I subtract a 5 to undo this 5 here, I got to do the same thing to the other side of the equal sign. And then we just simplify left to right. I got a 3a there, and then I have a plus 5 minus 5 makes 0 5s there, so it's just 3a equals, and then 11 minus 5 is going to make a 6. So now I've undone the plus 5 with a minus 5. Now I have a 3a equals, and I don't want 3a, I just want plain old a right there, so I need to get rid of the 3 there. Well, this 3 is being multiplied by the a. We undo multiplication with division. So we're going to divide 3 to both sides of the equal sign. Boom, boom. Looks like that. So now we have a 3 over 3. Well, 3 over 3, a number divided by itself just makes 1a. Oh, there's 1a right there, and then equals. And then here on the right-hand side, we have a 6 divided by 3, and that's going to make 2. So for solving these, we do use the fraction bar for division. It kind of makes it go faster. And also with a lot of these, you're going to end up with decimals or fractions as your solutions. So it's already written as a fraction. You have less work to do that way. Let's look at another example here. Here we have negative 20 equals 4c minus 8. So again, same couple of questions there. Well, first of all, we do want to identify what is at the bottom of all my work, what is it going to look like? So here it's going to look like blank for the value equals c. So we got c on the right-hand side. So c on the right-hand side at the bottom of our work. So here we go. What's being done to c? Well, it's being multiplied by the 4 there, and it's being subtracted by 8. So again, we have 4c minus 8. We just want c by itself. So we don't want the 4 there, and we don't want the minus 8. So we're going to undo those. Okay, so we start out with the add or subtract part first. Normally on most, like if you're just solving it like the stereotypical way, you're going to add or subtract first. So here we go. We got to undo a minus 8 with a plus 8. Plus 8 undoes minus 8. So we're going to do that to both sides of the dashed line or the equal sign. So here we go. So now we have a negative 20 plus 8. Now, when we look at this, you want to think money. So subtract 20, or you owe $20 and you only have 8. You don't have enough money to pay off your $20 debt. So the answer is going to be negative. And then you just subtract to figure it out how much. So if you owe somebody $20, you give them $8 and they're going to take $8 off of or subtracted from how much you owe. So you're still doing subtraction, but in this case, the answer is negative. And then the right-hand side, we got the 4c, and then negative 8 plus 8 makes 0. So 4c plus 0, you don't write plus 0, you just leave it as 4c. So here we go. So now we have 4c, and we just want c. We don't want that 4 there anymore. 4 is being multiplied by c, so we're going to undo multiply by 4 with a divide by 4 to both sides. Again, we're going to use that fraction bar for our division there. So when we get with fraction answers, it'll make it a lot faster. Okay, so here we have negative 12 divided by 4. Negative divided by positive, that's going to be a negative. And then 12 divided by 4 makes a 3. So on these ones, anytime you're dealing with positives and negatives, I highly recommend first identify, is my answer going to be positive or negative? In this case, negative. And then do, in this case, the division. Okay, and then we have 4 over 4 is 1c. There's 1c right there. So c equals negative 3 for the solution there. Let's have you go and try this one out on your own. Pause the video, then come on back and see how you did. So here we have negative 2w plus 17 equals 11. Same basic strategy there. We want to figure out what w equals, and then the blank will be there. W's on the left, my variable's on the left, so variable on the left there. So here we go. We're going to start out. What's being done to w? It's being multiplied by a negative 2 there, and it's being added by a 17 there. So we're going to undo the times negative 2 and the plus 17. So we'll start out with a plus or minus first. So we're subtracting 17 from both sides. So there we go. So now we have a negative 2w plus 0, in this case here, equals 11 minus 17. You have $11. You got to pay 17. You're still going to owe $6. And now we have negative 2w. We just want w, so we're going to undo this times by negative 2 with a divide by negative 2 to both sides. So dividing by negative 2. Negative 2 over negative 2 is 1w. There's 1w there. Negative divided by negative is positive, so we know our answer will be positive. And then we just do 6 divided by 2 makes 3. So 3 is the value for w that makes the equation true.